50 years back, there was a bike that made full-grown men weep at red lights. Not because it was pretty, though, my God, it absolutely was, but because whatever it pulled up beside them simply evaporated, blinked out of existence. The Yamaha RD350. And for decades now, riders have been crossing their fingers, holding their breath, straight up pleading with Yamaha to resurrect the thing. Well, guess what? They listened. The 2026 Yamaha RD350 is real, and I've been tangled up with it for the better part of a month. I've got plenty to chew on, so don't click away, because what I've been holding back for the tail end of this video, it might flip your whole understanding of this machine sideways. Let's kick things off with the obvious gut punch. How it looks. The instant you clock the 2026 RD350, something strange washes over you. Time goes wobbly. That teardrop tank, the round headlights staring at you like a friendly ghost, the flat seat, those lean, no-nonsense side panels. It's as if Yamaha shoved a hand straight into 1973, yanked out the original's heartbeat, and somehow polished it up so it gleams even brighter than your memory insists it did. And you don't even need to have drawn breath in 1973 to feel that tug in your chest. I sure didn't. You've got chrome accents tracing the pipes and fork legs. The paint, offered in that classic Yamaha racing white with the skinny red and black stripes, or a deep, almost black midnight blue that swallows light, is the sort of finish that makes you park it and just linger, maybe longer than you planned. At gas stations, folks wander over. They squint, they tilt their heads. Hold up, is that an RD? You'll just grin, because yeah, it is. But here's where the plot thickens. Stay with me on this, because underneath all that gorgeous throwback skin, Yamaha made some very deliberate, refreshingly modern plays. The throbbing centerpiece of the 2026 RD350 is a 347cc liquid-cooled parallel twin. Now, for those of you who remember the original in your bones, breathe, just breathe. Yes, we're circling back to that. But first, let's talk about what this lump actually does out on the blacktop. It churns out roughly 39 horsepower at 7,500 RPM. That is not a rounding error. That is to the digit the exact peak output the old air-cooled Terror used to claim. 39 ponies in the same rev neighborhood. Yamaha did that on purpose, and frankly, it's one of the classiest engineering hat tips I've seen a big manufacturer make in a long while. Torque delivery is where the modern engineering sings, though. The pull comes on smooth and linear from way down low, building without a hiccup all the way to the top end. It's not some abrupt, teeth-rattling whack. It's not sleepy either. It's just deeply satisfying. Hard to articulate, really. Like a conversation where every sentence lands just right and nobody interrupts. The 6-speed gearbox, slick as oiled glass. Ratios lean sporty, short and punchy down low for darting through city traffic, with a lanky 6th gear for settling into highway cruise mode without the engine begging for mercy. Clutch pull is feather light, shifts click home with real precision. Zero complaints from me. Wet weight sits around 154 pounds, give or take a cheeseburger, which stays entirely true to the original's almost mythical lightness. And that matters more than any horsepower figure. On this machine, the weight is the story. Always has been. All right, let's get to the meat. Riding the damn thing, because numbers on a page mean squat until you swing a leg and twist the grip. The seating position carries you slightly forward, sporty, alert, but not the kind of wrist-punishing torture that leaves you feeling like you went 10 rounds with a heavyweight after an hour. Your core takes the real load, your wrists just sort of rest there, and after a solid stint on the freeway, you're not wrecked. That's a win in my book. The saddle, for a bike this slim, has actual cushioning, like someone thought about your tailbone. The ergonomics feel genuinely dialed for the real world, messy potholes and all, not just gleaming under showroom fluorescence. Suspension-wise, it's telescopic forks up front, twin shocks bringing up the rear, a proper historical nod. But Yamaha's fettled the internals from modern asphalt, so you get real compliance when the road gets choppy, without the whole plot going vague and wallowy mid-corner. Through tight, twisty sections, this thing just urges you on. Dive in, commit, lean it over, and it simply follows your thoughts. The featherweight chassis means changing direction feels near telepathic. I'm not exaggerating much. Braking, discs at both ends, ABS standard. Bite is confident without being grabby, progressive without being sleepy. It's just controlled. No theatrics. And then there's the noise. Lord, the noise. The exhaust note starts as this medium rare burble and climbs into a sharp mechanical wail as the revs rise. Windows roll down, strangers' heads swivel. Somewhere a dog is definitely barking. It's glorious. Let's talk tech, because even a nostalgia-drenched machine has to exist in 2026 without feeling like a museum piece. The dash is a hybrid affair. Classic analog tack needles swinging across the face, paired with a crisp little digital screen that handles speed, fuel, trip data, gear position. Clean, legible. Doesn't look like a spaceship command center, which is perfectly judged for this motorcycle. You also get Bluetooth connectivity for pairing with your phone, turn-by-turn nav, call alerts, fiddling with your playlist. Is it the most bleeding-edge system on the market? Nope. Is it sufficient for everything you genuinely want while riding something with this soul? Without question. Lighting is full LED at both ends. Might seem like a footnote, I know, but riding after dark with this headlamp actually feels reassuring. Broad beam, bright, sharply focused. You notice. Now, there's no riding modes, no traction control nanny, no quick shifter, and I'll be honest, I think that's exactly the right call. This motorcycle is meant to feel like you're piloting it, not negotiating with a computer. In an era where every ride feels increasingly managed, buffered, sanitized by algorithms, the RD350 is a gulp of unfiltered analog air. It trusts you. Mostly. So, who's this thing actually for? If you want a tool that rewards skill and dishes back precisely what you put in, here it is. If you crave something that magnetizes eyeballs at every intersection without screaming, "Look at me, I'm desperate for attention," yep, this is absolutely it. If you're a newer rider hungry to sharpen your fundamentals on a forgiving, lightweight platform with real lineage behind it, I'd go so far as to say this might genuinely be the smartest motorcycle purchase you could make right this moment. Expected US pricing, based on what I'm hearing, looks like it'll land somewhere in the $7,500 to $9,000 neighborhood, planting it squarely in the premium retro bracket, mixing it up with Kawasaki's Z400 and that Royal Enfield Continental GT 650. For the level of craftsmanship, the actual heritage baked in, the day-to-day riding experience, that's not merely reasonable, that's bordering on a steal. All right, I made a promise about something at the end, so here goes. Everything I've just laid out, the 39-horse twin, the absurdly light 154-pound curb weight, the vintage silhouette, the unmediated analog character, that price point, none of it exists. Not yet. The 2026 Yamaha RD350 is a concept, a vision, a particularly vivid daydream that Yamaha has not officially stamped for production. Not yet. But here's why I framed this video exactly the way I did. Because this motorcycle deserves to exist. The appetite is genuine. The engineering recipe is sitting right there in Yamaha's own archives gathering dust, and every single detail I've described is completely doable with today's tools and know-how. The RD nameplate carries a gravitational pull that no marketing budget can fabricate from scratch. Yamaha knows it. We, the riders, know it in our bones. And behind closed doors in this industry, these exact revival conversations are getting louder. The question isn't whether Yamaha could build it, it's whether they will. Drop a comment for me. If Yamaha went public with the RD350 tomorrow, full green light, in dealerships, are you buying one? Because truth be told, I've already answered that question for myself. And if you want to peek at more bikes hovering on that razor's edge between real and almost real, machines that are nearly here, nearly confirmed, nearly yours, click that end screen right now. The next video's already queued up. See you over there.